What are they planning to do here?
Well, and most of our discussions about Bounty Hunter, it was in the context of it being a core, because the one way that I feel like the hero can function okay is you get tanky, and then it is very difficult for your opponents to kill you, so you get to basically stay alive longer, continuing to cast spells, collect gold for your team, deal damage, that kind of thing. So it's a 4 position. I'm not sure what items he's going to build. We'll see what happens.
That's a lot of damage right on to Flea immediately. So Husky gets the first blood.
So here's one upside. He started with the Windlace. He's a really fast hero already at 325 movement speed. So should be doable for him to get out of this one. They're just going to deny their ward quick. Everybody wants.
I can't. It looks like Zach's having a good time over there. It's hard to see with the webcam.
They were fighting over the deny is what happened, because they could have all been hitting that, but both Gunner and Husky wanted to get it, so they had a good laugh. But yeah, once you get that first blood, you have to deward afterwards to offset it. So, but yeah, 4 position bounty. We'll see how it works. He's gonna have more farm than normal. If they snowball their lanes and he keeps getting gold, yeah, he's gonna be rich and it's gonna be fine. But if he gets behind, it's gonna be a tough time.
I mean, that's what they were saying, right? That the Zoomers really have to win these lanes, especially the lane that's got the jug in it. Have to get themselves off to a good start, because it looks like a very nice draft coming out from Simply TOOBASED. Like, you understand the execution, and there's something beautiful in the simplicity of, you know, just having an easy to execute plan.
Yeah, everything combos well. They can Burrow Strike into Arrow. They can Burrow Strike into other stun follow-ups. They can Chronosphere with Mortimer's Kisses. They can Chronosphere with Phoenix Egg. It all just combos so effectively together. They can do Chronosphere into Arrow. Like, when you have this many easy pairings, it just makes it so much easier to take team fights, because things don't have to go absolutely perfect every time that you start an engagement.
So this is just some nice setup too, right? We've got a Sand King, you've got a Mirana. Just all these pieces come together quite nice, and they have good stuns. They're coming out from their team for setup as well. So,
and like we saw last game, Core snap eventually. He's going to get Shard and Blink. He can actually start fights too. So it just is very multi-dimensional. It's great. With that said, like, Juggernaut Healing Ward can be really effective with these kinds of tanky cores. Vengeful Spirit Core, man, there's so many cool things to craft this game. Vengeful Spirit Core has some issues at times, but especially because if he's a core, it's more likely he's in the front. Oh, did Ollie mess up? Oh, never mind, he's fine. He's fine. He just blocked himself a bit. Fighting everywhere. Literally everywhere.
Literally everywhere. In fact, it looks like Bloody Sky not going to be able to survive, but Constabulate probably going to fall for this as well. So that'll be a nice pick-off here for Flea, as Husky doesn't quite have enough damage right here, right now, to finish off the Mirana.
Close one. I'm just glad we see more than Flea's forehead this game. Really appreciate him adjusting the webcam. That was great. Good to know. There it is. Look at that.
They're so beautiful,
like,
you know, you gotta...
Like 80% of a... That's a whole face right there. Hell yeah.
Just a little bit of the chin, but you know, these gamers are gorgeous. We want to see their wonderful faces. And not just their foreheads, right?
Bounty Hunter so far, just doing Janata trades with Empyrean. When Fire Spirits are down, it's not too bad to do this, but see how it pays off.
Yeah, I really, I've been seeing more and more of this Vengeful Spirit off lane recently. Like, the big one was the other day, right? But it is just so obnoxious when you consider the fact that once you get that Agnum Scepter, the uptime is just non-stop if you're a good player.
Yeah, it can be really effective. But the biggest downsides of the laning is pretty bad as a whole. Movement speed's weak, damage is a bit weak. You don't have very much AoE. It's pretty easy to get out harassed. You want to buy regens. There's just like some vulnerabilities, certainly, that can cause problems. Empyrean just absolutely sniping his opponents right now. Only level 1 Fire Spirits, but still pretty good start. And yeah, once like basically if Bounty ever leaves the lane, they can easily kill Venge with like 2 heroes. Maybe not easily, but pretty easy pressure here.
It doesn't even feel like a super strong lane in the first place, honestly, when you consider what they're up against.
For sure, it can have some issues.
Yeah.
There's one buff to Bounty Hunter is Shuriken Toss. It's 50 mana to throw out 80 damage. It's a really good damage to mana ratio. So level 2 skills that deal damage. You know, there's some lane pressure that you can certainly leverage from a 7.9 armor hero with no stat items. So that part on Bounty is good.
Gunner using that Spirit Siphon over here in the mid lane. Does get Cookie hopped on by Ryoya, but...
Very smart, he went right. If he runs back the other way, he gets Cookies hopped and creep dies, and then he takes tons of tower damage. Kind of interesting the way Gunner's playing this. Thinking about diving. He's got another Spirit Siphon.
He knows that he's got this advantage right now because they do have the
nice
the
cookie.
Creeps, but he wants it. Gunner, careful here. He needs another hit.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh,
never mind.
Gunner outplayed.
Oh yeah, he's dead.
No? Yeah, there it is.
Wow. Very close. That cookie from Ryoya was really, really good. Those are not always easy to land, but lands it. Would have been really easy for him otherwise. Here's Z-Freak cleaning up couriers nice and easily. There's the bounty advantage. You get to one-shot one of the 2 couriers you snipe. Therefore, it only takes 3 hits instead of 4.
Ah, man, the efficiency.
It's so good.
All my homies love efficiency.
Smoo here, 2 points in stun now. Definitely pressure ready if they want to go in.
Bottom lane, they'll find a kill on Constabile.
Nicely done.
Sure, I'm guessing Husky was
It was a burrow arrow, like expected. Those are a little bit hard to stop. If you don't see it coming in time, if you don't Blade Fury before the burrow strike comes, then you are going to get chain stunned. And if you press it and he doesn't burrow strike, then you feel really dumb, and they tip you. And that's probably worse than dying.
the shame. You have to live with the shame.
Because otherwise you could just be like, well, whatever. They chain stun me. What could I do, you know?
Doesn't Lena have a voice line that's like, it's not the heat, it's the humiliation or something like that? Can't remember.
Sounds about right.
Sounds very similar.
I've definitely heard some Dota heroes say humiliation.
Probably Queen of Pain, but probably different context.
It's a custom voice line for every game I play. It's like, why do you humiliate yourself?
So my question to you also, like, we talked about the Vengeful Spirit, and I think Fog mentioned this on the panel, is the fact that the second magic missile can actually connect with invisible units.
Yeah.
Do you think that was a...
Instead top, maybe? There's a lot of fighting.
Was that a feature? Yeah, this looked like a Dead Blaze Sky. Gonna lose Z-Freak in the top lane.
Ooh, Ryoya rotates with his 6
And there's the
top.
Snapfire Kisses over on Zamu, so...
What a rotate. I think he must have gone for the bounty rune or something. That's why he's so close. He was, actually. So I was a little lucky that he happened to be there during that, but great rotation. And I will die on this hill right now. Venge laning. It's pretty mediocre in most cases. And here's another sign of it. It's just vulnerable.
Middle lane, Exorcism getting committed by Gunnar. He's gonna chase after Ryoya, go for a little bit of a dive here, but Cookie coming out. The fortification will also get used. They have a Cardi wave. They're going to try to push this advantage. As you can see, Husky also making this rotation over.
And they forced him to use Cookie defensively, so now it's on cooldown for 19 seconds total.
Takes
they
a long
will
time.
arrow the catapult, but it just doesn't matter. It's over.
We really need to be careful here, though, too. Just have the Cookie available now. Spirit Siphon just doing a little bit of damage.
Oh, they spot Empyrean, though. He's got dive. The next level is that he can maybe get him if he interrupts dive with a Shuriken, but most likely he'll just follow him here.
Let's give him a little tap on the way out.
Break the raindrop. Continue on his way. I would like to say that so far Bounty Hunter has not done shit.
He got couriers purged.
Okay, a lot of heroes can kill couriers. He's fast, sure. But, I mean, he's going to have to, like, steal the tome to get 6 fast. I guess that's fine. Husky's 2-0-1 on Disruptor, so he doesn't need the levels, actually. Ollie getting beat up, though. Easy time to go.
Missile. Shuriken. There's Sunray, though, turning back around on Moo. Doesn't feel very good for this Vengeful Spirit. Having difficulty. There's the bash, and that's going to be a dead Vengeful Spirit, and maybe a dead Z-Freak if he's not careful. They use the Chrono Spear. They want to get rid of this Bounty Hunter, and that's a double kill for Ollie.
Nicely done by Ollie. Small mistake made by Z-Freak. When he broke Invis, he did not Janata then, so he didn't get the bonus damage while the Wave of Terror was active, I think. But once again, they got some damage in, but faces Void with the Wraith Band. It's a lot of physical damage between these two. He builds against it, and then he just doesn't take that much damage, and he gets a big double kill. It's pretty important that you don't like feed your lane generally when you play Venge like this, because you do kind of just want to lane stabilize. And Moo's just going standard, double Wraith Band for lots of armor, and then he's going to go Axe. So nothing special there, but swap will be really good as the game continues, but with the other lanes going sort of mediocre, we'll see how it goes, because we're even right now in this game. So it's simply two-base with their really strong teamfight lineup. I think they're sitting pretty okay at the moment. They'll be happy with this.
Be interested to see where the next moves are. As the move snaps up the double damage rune up top.
Venge is just like one of those heroes that needs like an uncontested lane as well, but Gunnar rotates top with his ultimate here.
Nice glimpse back, right over to Moo. They'll go and land that magic missile, and over on the high ground, they're trying to get the vision. They do have it, but gotta close the gap is the problem here.
Moo trying to pretend he doesn't see him with the ward, but
Husky just like, please, no, no. It's pretty fast, though.
oh no, he's sandwalking.
This is looking like a dead Husky, though, now that they committed the Snapfire Kisses.
Totally fine. It's good he died there because he almost got a kill streak, and that would have given more golden experience later. It was good feed by Husky on purpose there. can't give those cores more gold. It has given space to Moo to farm part of one of his Ags items. And actually, in some ways, the nice thing about Venge is you can think about like Wraith King, right? Usually, Wraith King is traditionally very good against teamfight heroes because you die through their big teamfight burst that's like unstoppable, but then you come back to life. So that's another cool thing about the Venge pick, that not only is it counter teamfight heroes with swap, but also it does that once you get the item.
Glimpse coming right back over to Kasabile. Burrow strike out, though.
Should have Omni Slash if they have detection.
I don't even think they need it.
He actually didn't have mana. He was too short. Rough one. Easy kill, though. And Diffusal Jug is going to be the build. A little bit atypical. Mana Drain is traditionally quite good against heroes like Void if you can burn them all the way. I'd say it's pretty effective against Phoenix and others too.
Silence being placed over on Ryoya. It's going to be Icarus Dive coming out, and they don't have anything to cancel this TP right now, so Ryoya will be fine.
He's playing well. I think he's doing good today, except for that one like blink combo that he had with Quap, where miscoordinated with his team. I think Ryoya's been playing really solid today, I gotta say. And there's Bounty Hunter, guys. 10 minutes into the game, level 4. Auto-attacking creeps like, please God, give me levels. Queuing up the tome, because he knows that he's really not doing a good job unless he gets those levels. But so his pre-10 impact has been, as expected, disappointing. Not because of the player, probably because of the hero. But we'll see what he does with it now, because this is really where we're going to learn why 4 Zoomers decided to open with the hero.
Now, is this one of those situations, too, where it could have been a bit better depending on the laning partner paired up with the Bounty Hunter?
Potentially, of course, and maybe he could have done like an Orb of Venom or something and they chase the guy down, maybe, but it synergizes well. It's minus armor and physical damage, so there's cool things about it. But anyways, he's going bottom, he's got track.
There we go. There's the track that we've been waiting for. Stabile jumping forward. Moonlight Shadow gets used. Still have the vision over on Flea. Get the glimpse back. Leap forward, but silence. This is looking like a dead Mirana.
Okay.
So that track paying off now. Okay, that's something that...
Yeah, I mean, that's 130 gold that goes to Bounty. Everybody else there gets 40, so extra. So that's, that's a 250 gold move that Z-Freak made, even if it's just one. And this is the goal from the start, right? They pick Disruptor second phase. They track one guy. They bring him back. It's a counter against Mirana as well, which is kind of a cool thing because Mirana ultimate normally makes that really difficult to do.
Ooh, but there's the Chronos here. There's the Snapfire Kisses. They even go for the egg over here, just to go on top of that. It's looking like they're not going to be able to keep Phoenix alive. The swap comes out. Z-Freak turning back around. They have the dust. Spirit Siphon, they'll go and use the Exorcism, but they need to go and hold these guys into place. And so this could be the Burrow Strike coming out from Bloody Sky. Though Death Prophet pretty fast, but the Cookie Style are going to be able to go pull back, and that's going to be a good glimpse right back over onto Ryoya. Scatter Blast coming through. Moo just trying to put some more of that damage down. The Ghostly Lady should be enough.
Not bad. I mean, they're doing a great job. They're forcing skirmishes. This is the upside of their lineup. All 5 of the heroes are down to fight from the start of the game to the end of it. Jug is classically one of those early fight heroes, for example. So if the fights happen for simply 2-base, they've got great team fight, obviously, but Zoomers did a great job getting in there. They got 2 track kills. Bounty tanked an arrow for his teammate, and then the guy they ultimately killed, the Snapfire, he was also tracked. So now you're looking over at Z-Freak, and you're like, damn, dude, you haven't done much this game, but you got a lot of items. Almost as much as the Mirana.
Dude, I want a Weatherman segment of just everything that Bounty does throughout this entire game.
We could.
That's looking like a dead move.
Definitely a vulnerable hero. Track goes on Ollie as well. He's going to run away from the jungle immediately. And with Moo dying, probably this tower dies as well.
Yeah, it's already sitting a bit low. Not the greatest heroes to hit the tower, but it should be more than enough. Again, we do have the Blink Dagger online for Bloody Sky, so some nice initiations possible. 15 seconds faster, this patch average.
Oh, Ryoya, interesting build. Goes for Soaring straight into Kaya. Gonna go straight for a Sanj Kaya rush.
Huh.
So, survivability, cover gives him mana regen.
Here in Epicenter. Oh, nice Burrow Strike. They've got the Static Storm dropped down by Husky, though, but they'll still end up losing Moo as Gunner forced away. Let's put out a little bit more damage. Starstorm coming down. Not quite enough to get the kill onto Gunner, but they've got the Snapfire Kisses. Are they going to be able to land the last one? Yes, they can. Very nice setup here coming out from Bloody Sky. Egg will pop. Arrow not going to be able to connect over into Z-Freak. Close.
Just farming, no problem.
Yeah.
Got 30 gold for that. Another great engagement. The Epicenter was great. Good combo follow-up. They Static Storm it, but at that point it's a little useless.
Ooh, Bloody Sky jumping immediately over on Z-Freak. Arrow connects over there. Plus the little Shredder and the Sun Ray should be enough to toast him.
He throws a nice Shuriken, does damage to 3 heroes, but I don't know. I'm kind of siding with SVG right now, but again, I think Bounty is functions in a more effective way as a core personally. Levels, get tanky items. That way, when you get aggressive on your opponents, they overcommit to you. That creates space for your teammates to do better things. Because then they put all this pressure into Bounty, you stay alive, then you turn the team fight. That's usually what you want to do to make it valuable. But they're just going to go take Roshan. No Epicenter, no Kisses, no Mirana ulti. They've just got Chronosphere, basically. And they've also got Wave of Terror, too. Lower his armor, increase everybody's damage a little bit.
I mean, that's the one downside with the draft that simply TOOBASED has, right? Is when all those things are on cooldown, the big team fight ultimates, it does give an opportunity for the Zoomers to get in there. And they prefer to be more scrappy, but an arrow is going to get tossed in. They have to be careful. They'll get the track off over here. And he's going to just try to finish up the Roshan. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he gets himself the Aegis. Immediately he's going to pop though, because he still has Static Storm, but it's a good Chronosphere as Z-Freak is getting toasted by the Sun Ray. He will full to flee. And that is just a sad state of affairs here for 4 Zoomers.
Perfect time to go in though. Great Chrono, so low. He ends up cleaning up, takes the Aegis. Arrow scouts it out, they see the exact HP, Void jumps for it anyways, lands the Chrono, really nicely done there. Does take a bunch of damage, gets cleaned up afterwards by the stun combo and all the minus armor, but he's gonna escape out afterwards. And Gunner's desperately trying to get something done with this engagement, but running up that cliff is tough. The AoE stun hits both, their nukes are strong. And now Zoomers loses some of their Aegis potential. That would have made it a lot easier for them to like take consistent fights. Aegis would help offset some of that team fight ultimate stuff. But simply TOOBASED, if that was on Jug, they're going to be like, don't go on Jug. You're going to Chronosphere him, cookie him. He's just going to respawn and Omni Slash us. And now they don't have that, so Zoomers are really on the back foot.
Bloody Sky getting ready with the Epicenter. Another burrow onto 2. It is beautiful. And they'll use the Egg, they'll use the Snapfire Kisses, and they'll kill off Gunner. A little bit of a stun coming out here. Now the Egg is popped. Z-Freak was looking for a track. Get a glimpse back over onto Bloody Sky. He's going to burrow strike right over to the tower and the rest of his teammates. So no worried at all.
Looking rough. This is again another situation where I just wish that Mu was playing behind his allies. This is certainly one of the issues with Venge. If you come to too many fights and they go weak, you're really struggling because it delays your Ags timing by a lot. Like sure, gank here or there, but there's also a lot of other times you kind of just need to hit creeps, which sorta doesn't gel with the playstyle they want. So when they do these great epicenters that Bloody Sky's been dropping all game, swap that guy out, save him, maybe sacrifice yourself. The fact that he's getting caught up there with his cores consistently is costing them a lot because this is making his hero feel worthless. Almost not as worthless as Bounty Hunter, but definitely weak.
Oh, this poor Bounty Hunter, just getting slammed constantly. So I guess this is going to be a dead Husky. My question is, when you know that all of their big ultimates are down, is it worth it right now to try to force something coming out from Zoomers? Obviously, you know, Mu has to farm. Like, he needs to be able to get this Axe timing. It's very important. But I guess I'm just not sure. What's the correct situation on this?
I mean, if you don't feel like you can win fights, you definitely need to sit back and hit creeps.
Oh, that is just a solo Chrono onto Mu. That feels bad. Can they make something out of it, though, is the question. Sadly, getting a couple of these hits off here. Over on the side, they have the silence, but they don't have anything to cancel out the TP, so.
Disruptor's TP was a little too long to get the glimpse, unfortunately, so. I mean, the fights, if they have eggs on Venge, it certainly looks different. So they kind of needed to hit creeps with him, but he's just too far behind. They haven't been crushing these fights. Like, I would say that maybe one of the vulnerabilities is that, let's say they have like a different offlane here that isn't the Venge. Like, Venge was a cool pick in a lot of ways, but it's not so strong in the early skirmishes. If they picked an even better offlane, Mars, even Centaur, something like that, something that could help take fights at a strong way, then they'd get track kills and then their problems would be solved anyways. But because they're haven't been winning the fights well enough, they're not profiting from Bounty and they're not profiting from Venge. So it's hurting them a little bit too much right now.
It just feels like those two heroes just haven't been able to be strong enough separately or paired together right now. Like that seems to be the issue. Although they are creeping through the jungle, they will be able to find Ollie. Go, throw out the silence, throw out a stun, throw out the stun ray, get the Omni slash off, so they'll finally be able to get the kill on Faceless Void, but over on the back end, Moo will fall. And the spin coming out here from Stutley will be able to collect another kill. They'll chase after Z-Freak. Ryoya looking for the opening. He's just trying to drop some of these tracks as well. Gunner testing around. Those ghostly ladies doing quite a bit as they're kiting Ryoya pretty well with the exorcism. Although the cookie hop forward, that is a little bit scary here for Gunner, but he has the Spirit Siphon. They've got enough damage, and then they've got Bottle and Healing Ward to keep him alive.
All right, they win a great fight there. That was really good silence there by Gunner. So crucial that he silences the Void. If he does not do that, Void does not die. He jumps to the left, they disengage, nobody probably falls. But silence plus Omni Slash, that's a kill. Costa Bile did a great job spinning and attacking. Getting mana burn while spinning was helpful to increase his damage potential. And then very crucially, Gunner ends up not dying there, and Bounty got a bunch of track kills. He got Phoenix, he got Snapfire, he probably got the Void as well. So that's going to push him even closer to his next item. He's going to buy Shard next. So he's got Tranquil Boots, Wand, Drum, now Shard. That'll give him 35% damage reduction while he's invis, and he gets a stun for a second when he breaks invis, so that'll make Z-Freak a lot more effective at starting fights.
Throw the track out over on Empyrean. They have the silence. You see already that Ollie just does not want to be a part of this. No Chronosphere up on this Void. Not interested in running into everyone. Oh, the glimpse back, though, over onto Ryoya. They got the stun. Another track. Arrow's going to get tossed out. They get a little bit of a swap off on top of everything else. But the Lotus Orb protecting Ryoya a bit longer. Good Burrow Strike coming through. Moo taking a lot of damage. Just going to try to get off some of these spells. Throwing out that Scream of Terror. Can they finish off Ryoya over in the back lines? It looks like somehow Moo... No, he will eventually fall. Chronosphere does get used. This Bloody Sky will come down. And they'll find the kill in Costabile. Gunner, though, still chasing after Ryoya. Should be able to clean up. But they still have to deal with Ollie.
Another great track. You know, I'm not 100% Z-Freak knows that you have to right-click Janata now. I feel like there's been a lot of times where he hits people and it's just not being used. And I was like, okay, whatever, he's saving the damage for like the next guy. But there's also been other times where I'm like, man, that's 12 gold every time you can slap him, yo. Anyways, great glimpse back to start things off on Ryoya. It took a while for him to die. He had to swap offensively for this to work out, putting himself in danger, but hey, at least he was the only guy that got stunned by Bloody Sky. He got to throw both of his spells before he disengaged. That helped a lot as well. I believe they did clean him up here in the jungle. Moo does die, but one track kill there, another track kill on Ryoya. Not bad for 4 Zoomers. They're getting their gold. They're still behind by 2K, but hey, it gets more and more extreme once he gets like level 2 track and stuff like that.
An absolute bloodbath of a game here so far. Huh? Empyrean, Flea standing nearby. Moo, spotting out. Throw out another track. We're still pretty far away from that Axe. Maybe not that far, you know. They're getting closer to another component.
Yeah, they know they have to keep the tempo up. They can't slow down. They've got Chronosphere down, number 1. And number 2, their opponents are going to outfarm them carry-wise because of the items that Jug built. He bought fighting items, Diffusal Manta. Really solid items, but usually you get outfarmed when you go this build. Bounty Hunter track does allow you to offset that a bit and play a bit differently, so it can work.
It's the team on the side of Zoomers. We'll send the illusions forward, try to get some more information, more vision. Gunner is separated from the team, though.
The only other thing they're really missing is mana on Bounty Hunter. You do need to spam a lot of spells to be effective here, and he hasn't gotten a neutral item yet, unfortunately, for himself that is going to solve some of that problem, so it's been a lot of clarities to try to offset it. So, but he's been getting enough tracks. He's got level 2 now, so 80 gold to allies. The closer he gets to 15, he's got movement speed for his team as well.
I mean, I know we've been slamming the Bounty Hunter pick quite a bit, but it's doing decently. It's not. Is it the best thing? You know, no, not really. Is it super meta? No, probably not. But it is getting the work done.
It's getting gold. It is coming online.
It's not a complete liability, I guess.
And gold for his team. Like, his net worth is not that high, but hey, if you're giving your allies an extra 80 gold per kill that you guys get, and you get like 2 or 3 extra kills in the fight, like that's a lot for Gunner. See if their positioning pays off, though. Z-Freak's to the right, expecting the smoke over here instead. Moo is as well, so it's going to run into Husky if they continue on this path. And with no exorcism, this is a good time to fight for 2-base.
Yeah, they even go for the Moonlight Shadow on top of it, and they'll drop the Sentry Ward, so they should be aware. This is looking like a dead Husky, easily. And they go right forward for the Chrono, over onto 2. They get a little bit of the swap over here on the side, but it's not looking good for Z-Freak, as he does indeed get caught. The Snapfire Kiss is coming in hot, not going to be able to quite connect as they get the Omni Slash off over onto Ollie, and he did just finish up that BKB recently. So over on the side, Husky, yes, he does fall. Gunner and Kastabile says, I want to get out of here. I don't want to be here. But the arrow comes through from Flea. Will make it so he cannot leave at this point. He's just going to try to fight. And he's got the spin, but there's too much physical damage. So they'll end up losing Kastabile. And they were chasing after Bloody Sky, but now Gunner left all alone on his own little island. Imperian is going to flap those little wings to freedom, and Gunner will fall to Flea.
What a fight for Simply TOOBASED. Everything was perfect there. Instant kill on Disruptor. Ollie has the great jump Chronosphere that basically secured the team fight win, because if initially it looked like, okay, Disruptor's going to die, everyone's going to run for the hills, but the fact that he was able to hit the back line there with the Chronosphere made everything so much better. They end up swapping out Jug to protect him a little bit, but that puts Venge in there to take a whole bunch of damage. So they basically just lost 3 heroes right off the bat. Buyback comes on Disruptor to try to help. BKB for Ollie's going to offset the mana burn, so he's actually able to continue fighting here. And they didn't have ultimate on Death Prophet, which meant that despite Gunner being alive for a long time in this fight, he just didn't do enough damage. And no tracks either. That hurts too. No gold bonuses for any kills they could have gotten. So yeah, just completely cleans them up. And now in the live game, 9k gold advantage is what Simply TOOBASED is working for after they got to farm there for a minute with everybody on that enemy team dead. So big moment for him.
Yeah, just a really nice team fight taken there. And a lot of it, like you said, unlocked by the fact they just dove right into that back line.
Radiant's top tower has been denied.
So they need to reset, take a good fight if possible. There aren't really any huge items coming other than Ags finally being here, almost. They're 250 gold away from it for Venge, and look what happened. They actually have to fight now. This is the sad thing. Normally you'd be like, oh, I'm 250 away from Ags.
So
wait,
close.
guys. But it's like Chrono's on cooldown.
Yeah.
Epicenter's barely off cooldown. I mean, I almost wish if they can fight right now, it's fine. They're going to take Shrine while smoke. Their opponents know. See if they can get a pick.
They're really spread out, though, here. This is a little bit scary. Z-Freak dropping down that track.
They have really good vision. This is tough for them to fight in this area.
I've got the Lotus Orb over on Play as well.
Is under attack.
They were really hoping to get a pick there. That would have made it easier for them to take Roche.
They have Chronosphere up. Folly could get a good jump here, but they don't have a lot of vision. Okay, Z-Freak walking forward. They'll go. They'll find themselves a Sand King. Get the swap in on the Baron on top of that. Ollie, they're going for the Chronosphere here on the side.
Okay, got one.
Yes, he does manage to go and grab the one, so they'll be able to take out Gunner pretty quickly here, but they'll end up losing Flea. As they finish off with that egg over on the other line. Moo gets the stun off. He's going to turn around, put out that Scream of Slammer, and then the top forward here coming up from behind. They just take out the Juggernaut. He's just not going to be a part of this fight at all. Buyback's coming out, though. Gunner does not want to give anything else more away as he teleports over to the outpost.
Radiant's
Chasing
top
after
tower
Rioya. They want something for this. They had to buy back. The Lions, though, not going to connect.
Really owned that fight for sure. Jumps back in, blows up Jug when he looked a little bit okay against the Faceless Void, but a lot of money spent. But hey, Zoomers do end up coming out an advantage there. The initiation against Sand King was great. It was an awesome catch. The great swap in as well. Put 2 heroes in this. Chronosphere didn't catch Costabile, which was really big. His Omni Slash ended up being fantastic against Mirana while she leaps twice here. A little lucky there, but either way, good pickup. Z-Freak on the back line, constantly tracking his opponents, and now in the live game, we're actually doing a roast fight.
There is a big fight going on, like we said. The Silence getting tossed out over here onto Rioya. Moo has finished up that Agam Scepter. They'll go use the Epicenter. They'll end up losing Rioya. Narrow connects over onto Gunner. To be able to finish him off. Moo already taken down, but he does have that Axe, like we talked about. Swap coming out, trying to protect Z-Freak. This Roche is sitting quite low.
Pretty big pick-off, but yeah, neither team's going to be able to Roche with this one. I assume.
I mean, it's so low.
Oh, it's really low. Holy shit.
It's so low. Yeah, the arrow going to be able to help out. They get the track up over onto Ollie. Ollie hopes that he can go. When he gets the BKB, he grabs it. He takes the Roche for himself. Oh my god. Somebody's got to stop this guy.
The shard is still there.
Oh, there's going to be the glimpse, though. They'll drag right back again over onto Flea. They need something for a consolation prize. They have to wait for that vision, that detection. They'll find it eventually, and they'll get rid of the Mirana. But yeah, there's stuff in that pit.
Okay, good. They saw it. They saw it. Who's going to want it? It's pretty good on Jug, for sure. It's really good on Venge as well. Especially with his Axe up.
Right?
It's really good on Venge right now.
The Venge.
Yeah. You gotta. I mean, it makes sense. Moo went straight for Ags rather than getting Shard on the way through. I think this is the right choice. But yeah, getting it now for free is going to be nice. Almost Scotty for Jug. All stat stuff. His net worth is not as good as the Void's, but they're competitive, and now they've got half track for allies on Bounty Hunter, who's only managed to farm an Ogre Axe, by the way.
It's a hard knock life.
It's been a little rough, all right. But he's trying to be the frontliner, right? Spot enemies, be vulnerable or be very hard to kill. Get the tracks, get the vision, make it harder for your team to get Chronosphered, and they're just going to fight all the time now with the Venjag.
Look at the way that Ollie's positioned here, because they know that there's the track, Ryoya.
Oh, Moo's in trouble.
Another
maybe.
track.
All right, split fight.
Yep, there is indeed a split fight with a Chronosphere. Ollie, though, turning his attention over to Cosby. He wants this kill, but it looks like he's going to have to be satisfied with getting Moo, who does have that illusion, like we said. You can see some of those hits coming off. It's a beautiful static storm over on the back lines, though. Can they finish off? It looks like they should be able to get the kill on the Moo illusion. But the rest of the team, there's a lot of things that were expended in that fight. Not a whole heck of a lot done.
Yeah, it worked out really nice, actually. Bounty was in the back line, able to mess with Snapfire. The Chronosphere comes up, but there's no follow-up. He thought for sure something was coming, but unfortunately for him, his backline allies got hit, so he kind of was left out to dry, and he almost got the kill, but the swap ends up saving Jug, getting Jug out with the spin and the healing ward. So that was ultimately great for Zoomers.
It's a fake back. They're channeling. They have the Epi. Jump down over into the bottom lane, over into Gunner. The Science comes out. The spin from Kastabile. Buying a bit more time to hear a glimpse over on the back as well. Kastabi chasing after Bloody Sky. Do have to be careful. Fighting around an area where they don't have the vision. They do manage to get the track off. Another hit. Silence over onto the Faceless Void. They'll go for a dust. Bounty continuing to just toss out the track. Silence over on Void. They use the whip, give them a little bit more speed.
I mean, their only catch right now is Burrow Strike Arrow. If they can prevent that, then they'll be in a good spot, but they're controlling the wards a lot better.
They do drop a sentry ward over on the side. Got a couple now down on the side for the Radiant. Sabale. Just cleaning up the creeps here. Gunner. Look at the positioning coming out here. You can tell that they're just waiting for one person to overextend so they can get the advantage.
Yeah, they really want to fight if they can, but if they just delay this for another 30, 40 seconds, they've got ultimates again on Simply 2 base.
And the Chronos have been on point. All right, look at the smoke coming out here. They're trying to bait. They know that they're still in the vicinity, going for a long wrap. In fact, they see Ollie.
Still got a minute 40 for Aegis, so going on him first is going to feel weird, unless you can chain stun.
Flea. Gonna hop away. Did you get the track off? The glimpse back over to the side. Be careful that they don't bounce up too hard, but this is looking like they should be able to get a kill. That's one fast pick off on the Mirana. They're looking for what else they can get. And oh, it looks like Z-Freak. Oh, good swap though coming out from Moo. Will enable, so that way the Bounty Hunter will survive. Icarus dive away from Empyrean. They're just hightailing it out.
Need vision?
Don't have it. Oh, there it is. There's the vision.
Oh, he just eggs. Okay.
Doesn't want to deal with it. Oh, but the Chronosphere coming out from Ollie. Beautifully done with the Snapfire. Because that's a lot of damage in that Chronosphere. Take down 2. Gunner with that exorcism. He just needs more help, though. He's not survivable enough when he's by himself.
Needed a plate mail there to survive at all, and boy, did he get blown up.
This is not looking good for Z-Freak either. Arrow not going to connect, but they've got plenty of damage. They've got the vision. And it's a double kill now for Empyrean.
I mean, the chase looked good in theory because Flea was already dead, right? So they're like, okay, 5v4. The egg got wasted for canceling the glimpse. So, okay, no egg now. It looked great, but then the problem was, and once again, in the front line, you're getting 2 heroes Chronosphered instead of just 1 because Bounty wants to play in the front, Jug wants to play in the front. Jug had to run in like this to get glimpse vision. Gunner very wisely runs to the right. He goes for a spin. He's got a healing ward, but Ollie's damage is just really, really high, and they're able to use Snapfire, Kisses, and Arrow. This is what we were talking about earlier. Their draft combo is just so good that it makes it pretty straightforward for them to take these fights. And Gunner just gets shredded. He's got lots of magic resistance, but his physical survivability is just not that high. It's really hard in these mid-game scenarios to fit in a plate mail sometimes for Death Prophets, and with Void's relative net worth, the game just gets scarier, and he's got a Scotty now too, so less heal for Death Prophet anyways, and Gunner's ability to tank is pretty much gone for a while.
They end up losing a tower and half a Rax in that bottom lane while we were going over the recap. Do you have another Smoko over on 2-based? Looks like they're just using it to kind of back out for now though. Mindbreaker picked up out of neutral items, definitely a nice item.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
feels tough for Zoomers at this point. I mean, 15k gold disadvantage is pretty massive. They still have decent net worth on Juggernaut, but like, using all their skills together is not simple, especially when they kind of lack disables. They were supposed to be skirmishing effectively in the early mid game, and then using that to like snowball a gold lead. And they stayed competitive for a while because of track, but these last couple fights have gone pretty catastrophic. So game gets harder and harder. The Vengex just took too long to get online. All those they died too many times on laning stage. They kept taking skirmishes and they kept not going well. Z-Freak doesn't have that many items. Just a BKB and a drum. It's fine. But he's not the tank monster. He's not the utility monster. He's just kind of like tracking. There's 2 Lotus Orbs on the enemy side, which offset a lot of the advantage he does give anyways. So that hurts too. TOOBASED has a lot of resources to work with. Makes the game hard.
It's interesting that you know, we've got the full right-click kind of snap going on now. We've got the data list picked up the talent that gives your little shredder damage.
It's a fun one. Once it gets 25, it gets the multi-shot. It's a fun build.
Not one that we see very commonly, usually.
Yeah, but we don't always get that late in the game. You know, you have to hit like level 20 before it gets real serious. So
True.
usually it's more utility. And his build has been very much like, I'm damage, I don't need mobility, which helps because his teammates already set up for him.
Moonlight Shadow with that. Oh, all right, they went and they found themselves a pretty high value target over here with Constabule. Tried to run out. Oh, just a little bit off the mark with that stack storm. No, they managed to clip over onto the side, so they should be able to get the kill onto the Phoenix. Now he's going to go for the X. Z-Freak has to run. That's so much damage. Z-Freak will fall. Flea tossing out the arrow, hopping forward. Is going to be able to take down that healing ward. Bloody Sky finding the opening. Spin coming out from Stabile. Doesn't want those Snapfire Kisses to land on a Moo. Trying his best to navigate around here. So have to be careful. Goes for the swap play, but there's just danger all around him. And there it is. There's the Chronosphere on top of everything else. Ollie, oh, but the nice swap not going to be enough. It was a valiant effort, but that is going to be a dead Stabile, and the Moo illusion is obliterated.
Yep, gets stunned after the swap. No opportunity to use Omni Slash there, unfortunately. So crushed once again in another team fight. So simply TOOBASED just running away with this one. It basically feels over at this point, but Zoomers are going to try a couple more things. They can abuse things like if they can bait TOOBASED into a fight close to their fountain, they can start doing some glimpse and swap shenanigans, which can get them some really crucial kills. That could be really big, certainly. In the meantime, Gunner's going to pressure off the off lane to maybe force one person back, then he can come back and take a potential 5v4. That's an option here, but their towers are dying quick here. And yeah, Gunner does commit his ultimate because this is the only way to realistically damage it.
Oh,
simply TOOBASED just doesn't care though.
They're having a little bit of a battle between the Sand King and that Death Prophet in the top lane, but looks like they're happy just pushing them back. They got a nice magic missile off over onto the Mirana, but the buildings are just crumbling. Even a Sunray coming out now from the Phoenix. They're just haunting. Fleet did get left behind, though, so they'll get themselves a little bit of a condolence. Or not condolence, what's the word? The
concession.
Nope, that's not it either.
Are you sure?
It's not a concession.
Compromise?
No. It'll come back to me at some point. There's a refresher shard, though, over here. Ollie this time decides he's going to go and just take Roche for himself. He's not going to let them set up first on the side of Zoomers.
Well, a track kill at this point is still pretty sick, so they can't be super unhappy. They'll be really unhappy in about 3 seconds, though, when simply TOOBASED gets their 3rd Aegis in this match.
Well, this one they had to work hard for themselves, you know.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But a little kill that they got is a nice start. It helps. Oh, that's a nice pickup. Trickster Cloak. Some good survivability to somebody. I like the Paladin Sword and Death Prophet. That's really nice. Some spell lifesteal. Keep in mind that gets amplified by the other Paladin Sword's bonuses. More regen, more healing, lifesteal. Basically just going to make Spirit Siphon an even better ability. So still no plate mail. He's looking like he wants to get a blink instead. I don't blame him. I mean, if he gets Chronos, he dies no matter what. Like, plate's not going to save him. So it's more about, like, can he dodge the Chrono, then jump in outside of the Chrono and mess with other people and get fears off. That's really his goal for the rest of the game.
Blink Dagger picked up now for Snapfire, so even better positioning. Going for a smoke play though on the side of Zoomers. They're hoping they could catch them over on their jungle area. And there's a Phoenix nearby, but there are plenty of other heroes that they have to be very aware of. And again, they have the Aegis online for Ollie. He's got Chronosphere. He's also got the Refresher Shards. Look at the swap off. They're going to see what they can do. If they can just burst them down one time, they'll be very happy, and that's going to be their first. Look at Z-Freak, he's just teleporting out, and they're going to try to follow up. Look at that damage! Oh my word, Husky will fall. Moo also will fall, but he's got that illusion thanks to the Ag, so they'll turn their attention back to the tower, and TOOBASED has to be feeling pretty good, even though they lost that Aegis. They still have the Refresher Shard, and they still have the Chronosphere.
It's just a little sign of what they've been aiming for this whole game. Swap into Disruptor ulti. Disruptor Ag's ulti is a later setup, so if they can just slow this down until Disruptor gets ulti again, this could be good. It's just really hard to stop it though.
The positioning is gonna time walk forward, time walk back. Ooh, the bounce.
It's fine. 2 stuns for 1.
Oh, he thought about it. You saw the wind up there for half a second, like, This shard is just too good. All right, they'll end up
Ulti
using the Snapfire Kisses, just
get
trying
him away.
to get a little space.
So they know if they just get this barracks, they're pretty set. Yeah, they're gonna back now. They're getting spooked. Swap though?
I don't think they have it yet.
Yeah, no.
Got to be closer, I think. A little bit out.
It's probably not worth fighting or forcing the fight until Static Storm, anyways. So yeah, they get track remove on Snapfire, so they're blind again on the 4 Zoomer side. Still very tough for them to take fights here, but
Look at the pings coming out against Moo. Look at this Bloody Sky. He wants to get rid of him. Knows that swap is very instrumental. No, again.
can't swap him. He's got Lotus, so another counter to the Venge. So hard for 4 Zoomers here, but hey, the swap Disruptor ulti is really effective. It's a great way to pick off any of these heroes, unless the Faces Void purchases an Aeon Disc and leaves it locked in his backpack. Then there's literally, well, is that a good perfect solution? He can unlock it. It'll basically stop damage for 2.5 seconds, but it's not like it'll make him magic immune or anything. So it should auto-proc and it should help him not die. But we'll see. The duration is going to be really long, so it's only 2.5 seconds of survivability, basically. They could definitely still kill him with it.
They can only kill one using that tactic is the one problem, though.
Yeah,
They
but
need to focus on some others. Like, Rui does a disgusting amount of damage now.
he does. That's really scary for sure. But once the supports pick up like Glimmers and Ghost Scepters, they can anticipate this. They can be like, okay, we killed this guy.
Oh, they go for the... Interesting. All right, go for the dust. That's BKB, but there's just a lot of damage that Rui can pump out here if not careful, but just tosses out the track and backs off.
You wanted the glorious DD kill. But BKB's off the track, or BKB's off the dust, that is. So he's safe. Not the worst moment for him. Snapfire going towards an MKB now too. Even more damage. Moo in good position here to catch somebody. Maybe swap, but
Get jumped upon. They've got the arrow, Sun Ray, and some Starfalls on top of that. Goes for the dust. Still here. It goes for a swap play. They want to try to just hold down the Spaceless Void, but it's very difficult. All right, they drop down the Static Storm. Phoenix trying to keep him alive using that Sun Ray. They need to do more damage.
Can they get him?
Faster? Can they get it in time to fear? Yes, they do. They do. They take him down. Follow up with a beautiful epicenter, though, here from Bloody Sky. So this is going to force everyone back. There's going to be the buyback, though. Ollie going back. Everybody just wants to be a part of this fight again. Buybacks coming out en masse on the side of the Zoomers.
both teams really. I mean, I guess they just killed Void, huh? But they got him. They got his buyback. They just got to do this again. And you saw how the Aeon Disc works. He activates it at a good time, gets 2.5 seconds of invulnerability, but the Static Storm lasts 7 seconds. So this is the moment for Simply TOOBASED here. Jump in, get a Chronosphere.
Oh, the jump forward again from Bloody Sky. They see Moo. They're going to follow up with the Chronosphere. It's only going to land over onto this Disruptor, and he just gets absolutely obliterated. So he does have the buyback, though. Moo trying to run away. He's just getting bashed up. That's going to be a dead Moo and that illusion as they'll put some more damage over here onto the racks. Don't have the exorcism up over on this Death Prophet, making things very difficult. Hard to approach as they're going to finish up over on the mid. Moonlight Shadow comes out. That is Mega Creeps now.
Hard one to defend here. They can buy back on Disruptor.
I
No
mean, they've
ulti
got a
for six.
refresher shard over here on the Faceless Void. Yeah, I was about to say, you might as well go for it.
It's no venge
Just
buy.
go.
Oh, that
Rip
damage.
apart the Death Prophet, though. Buyback. To get a bash on over here onto Ollie as Aeon does the cookie out forward. Needs to be careful. That's going to do a lot of damage, but it is the GG call. So we're getting our first 3 game series, I think, for NA.
Yes, we are.